Welcome back to The Health Perspective, where we aim to have real conversations about our health and particularly try and gain a better understanding of how our bodies and minds work and why they work in the way they do. The reason I'm passionate about this is because from my long-term experience as a doctor, I know that the greatest way for people to achieve long-term health and well-being is by truly understanding themselves and the patterns that lead them into certain problems. This channel is all part of my aim to bring the unique conversations I have in my consulting room with my patients to a wider audience. Today, we're talking about ADHD. And the reason that we need to talk about it is because despite the fact that we're getting better at diagnosing and helping people with ADHD, it's still really poorly understood. And often it's poorly understood by the people who suffer with it or their families or friends. What I want to break down for you specifically today is how ADHD causes the symptoms that it does in adults and children. And we're going to use a super helpful analogy to do that. If you're an adult struggling with a new diagnosis of ADHD, or you have a kid with ADHD who's trying to understand why they struggle the way they do, then this is definitely one video you want to stick with. While many people think of ADHD as a whole brain problem, it's actually due to differences in certain specific areas of the brain, in particular, an area called the prefrontal cortex. And if you don't like the science bit, you can skip the next 20 seconds or so, but I promise I'll be quick. The prefrontal cortex is this area of the brain located just behind your forehead, and it's responsible for many crucial, what we call executive functions, like decision-making, managing our attention, regulating our emotions, impulse control, helping us control our impulses, and prioritizing and planning. In people with ADHD, the prefrontal cortex doesn't work as efficiently, and that leads to the range of symptoms that someone who's struggling with ADHD can suffer with. And I know I'm oversimplifying a bit here, but bear with me. Specifically, the prefrontal cortex plays a role in behavioral inhibition, which means our ability to switch off certain behaviors or not respond to certain impulses that we have from time to time. And the analogy that I use with my patients and that my patients love is comparing your brain to a busy airport. Let me break it down for you. So imagine you've got this huge airport somewhere in the middle of the country. There are literally hundreds of different kinds of airplanes coming in from the left, from the right, from high, from low. Some of them need to take off, some of them need to land, some of them are just passing through. You've also got changes in weather, emergencies, and other conditions that can arise in that kind of environment. In the middle of the airport, you've got this one super control tower, which directs all the planes where they need to go, which not only directs the planes where they need to go, but also can filter out which planes need to come into the airport and which planes just need to fly overhead. In this analogy, the planes flying around are our thoughts, and this super control tower is the prefrontal cortex, that bit of the brain behind our forehead. And the problem with ADHD is not with our thoughts. It's not that there are more planes or different planes or that the planes come any faster or slower. The problem in ADHD is that sometimes the controller in the tower goes to sleep. And when that happens, the airport can descend into chaos. And all of those planes, which obviously in the analogy represent our thoughts, can pile up. They're trying to land and take off at the same time. The wrong planes are landing. The traffic is backing up. You get the picture. The strategies we use to help people with ADHD aren't aimed at changing our thoughts themselves, the airplanes in the analogy, increasing or decreasing the number of planes or slowing down the planes. The strategies are aimed at waking up and providing support to that air traffic controller, that prefrontal cortex, so that it does its job to the best of its ability. Directing traffic in a safe, effective way, keeping the planes, our thoughts, organized and letting the appropriate ones land whilst diverting the others away. And by deploying the right strategies, you can thrive better with ADHD as you learn to manage your own air traffic controller, even if it still gets sleepy from time to time. And by the way, as a side point, that's why stimulant medication works in ADHD, which is a question I get all the time, especially from parents with children with ADHD. Why would you give a stimulant to a hyperactive kid? That's the question. And now you know the answer, because we're not stimulating the whole brain. We're stimulating that controller, that prefrontal cortex, to wake up and do its job properly. Ultimately, the crucial thing to understand here, and this is where we have to break the stigma, is that ADHD isn't the lack of willpower or motivation. It's also not that people's thoughts themselves are bad. It's just a difference in how the brain's control tower system operates. And if we can provide the right help and support to the control tower, then we can really help someone with ADHD thrive. So as always, thank you very much for watching. And if you want more content like this, want real conversations about health and well-being, real honest conversations about health and well-being, then make sure you send me some feedback here by leaving a comment, liking, or even subscribing to the channel. Then I'm going to know that this is helpful and I'm not wasting my time, and I'll make sure that I do more of it. So hope to see you next time, only in good health. Bye for now.